The Muny in Forest Park.
Hi, good evening. I'm Mike Isaacson, the executive producer and our district director of the Muny, and we are here in the PNC Arts Alive corner, and we are here tonight talking to James Moore, who is the music director of Hello, Dolly, and last season he was the music director of West Side Story. And you've been part of the Muny family for a while. What else have you done here? Meet Me in St. Louis.
Music Man.
The
producers.
He's our classic music guy. So, Jim, let's just start out, and why don't you share with everybody, what does a music director do? What is your responsibility?
My responsibility is to teach all of the music to all the actors, to conduct the orchestra, teach the orchestra, make sure every musical aspect of the show is in place. I work with the rehearsal pianists. I make sure all the orchestrations are in line. It's a pretty big job.
It is a big job. And you work with the director and the choreographer, sort
Yes.
of making sure the music is integrated, that all three of you are sharing the same vision for the show.
Correct.
So let's talk about the difference of, you've done an incredible different styles of musicals, just that list you shared with us. Talk to us the difference about, say, what you bring to the table for West Side Story last season and Hello, Dolly this season. Like,
Yes.
what's the difference in the challenge?
Well, last season, if anyone saw West Side Story, which is primarily, it's like half an opera and half a ballet almost. And the challenge of that was mastering all the many different dances as a conductor in a very complex score. Hello, Dolly, which is like my favorite classic musical ever, with these big choral numbers and brassy orchestrations. One's not harder than the other, though. It's just a different
thing.
approach.
Right. Why is this your favorite classic musical?
It's the first one I ever saw.
Where'd you see it? With
In
whom?
Chicago when I was 5 years old with Pearl Bailey and Cab Calloway. And from what I told, Pearl Bailey did do Hello, Dolly at the Muny.
She did do Hello,
I was
Dolly at the
told.
Muny.
Yes. So,
Yes, legendary performance on our stage.
in
She did.
1968. That was my first show. That got me hooked.
Wow, 5 years old.
Yeah.
So actually, when I were there, start your career. Like, how did you, career-wise, how did you fall into this and become what you've become?
Yeah, I saw Hello, Dolly. I was a kid who always loved the shows. Grew up outside of Chicago. Played the piano from early childhood. And I knew right away it's always what I wanted to do. And then went to college to study conducting, Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana. Midwest boy here. After college, moved to New York and struggled my way as a rehearsal pianist and played for auditions and started assisting music directors on big projects. And finally got hired for a Broadway show as the assistant conductor on the original production of Ragtime back in the late 90s, and did a lot of touring with shows like Crazy for You and The Producers, which I did here at the Fox, which I believe you were there.
I was there. Yeah.
And been very fortunate ever since.